Yo, Mr. LeBear. Welcome. How are you doing tonight? I'll let you guys know. I did, in fact, try to set up the doubles national decks FireRed. And unfortunately, I was unable to. Yeah, when I went to go and set up the doubles national decks FireRed, it's been 2 years since I've played it, and they've been doing a bunch of changes. So when I went and went through the process of using my old data, it just wouldn't work. There would just be parts of the information just not working, and admittedly, they did some quality of life changes that increased the speed of the game, and it caused the game to be so fast that it was unbearable to play, in my test run. So the solution will be I have to remove all of the data I currently have and start from square one, step one, and just get it all programmed in to do it again. Yo, the Denny in the house. How you doing tonight? I don't know if you were able to stop by yesterday, but we had a great Dusknoir that just unfortunately needed movesets that it was not getting. Tonight is very crazy. What makes tonight a crazy night? Is it the fact that we are officially through the 7 weeks of draft league, and as we enter next week we'll be going into top cut with our current placement being first place. We are officially the leaders of our draft league as first place after 7 weeks. There's smoke on one of your floors. Had to call the fire department. Oh no. Hope everyone's alright. Beautiful hyper beam. No idea where it came from. And this was at work, correct? You work alone at night, so it's hectic. Yeah. Did they have you end work early because of this, or once the fire department completed their duties, did you have to just continue on like it was normal? Just had to continue on your night like nothing happened? Damn, that's rough. That is all over. Hopefully work is done by now. And you can watch us. Hell yeah. Doing well. We versed our good friend Lord Wolfgang earlier. And it was a very intense match. Very intense. He played very well, and I used all special attacks on my fully physical team. So it's quite the venture, but we were able to pull out the win, allowing us to be first place. And then I try to set up for FireRed National Dex doubles to do the double fights in FireRed, but all of my data is 2 years old, and I need to go through and like delete it all and reset it up and like start from square one, and I just did not want to do that tonight. Like, I was able to figure out how to get it working, but it didn't work correctly. And so I had to scrap it. I pretty much have to scrap all my data. Come on, where's the level 3? At level 8, this Luxray is 31 special attack and 24 speed. It is a little bit frail on the defense, but overall, it's a good mon. Dry Skin is interesting to get the healing with attacks and rain. Drought is a bit scary. Obviously, fire moves are a bit scary. I'd like to scout the Kingdra, but he's just not spawning as a level 3. I don't know what's happening. Dude, this is crazy. I guess it's a 10% spawn. Yeah, exactly. Whatever level I'm looking for is the one I can't find. Look at that, level 6. Found the 5% spawn before the 10% spawn. Actually found both of the 5% spawns. It's safer to scout the 3, but it also gives us all of the information on what move is deleted and learned at level 5. Discharge on this Lux would be crazy. Dude, I don't think this Kingdra wants to run. I genuinely think it's just telling me, nope, I'm not viable. Just full send the Luxray. I just am a bit worried that with only Hyper Beam to start, we may have the same issue we had yesterday where we just don't have any moves. Come on, buddy. Best possible moveset in this game would be Fighting, Ground, Electric, and Flying. Insert Jeopardy theme song. I'd say Air Slash is probably a little bit better, or Aero Blast. Chatter is also better. Air Cutter is a high crit rate move that hits both Pokemon for 55 base power and 95 accuracy. So if I'm gonna go with 95 accuracy, I'd rather go with the stronger move, or go with Chatter with 100 accuracy. Yeah, it would be Aura Sphere Earth powered. Discharge for the double fights. And then Chatter. Chatter and Discharge and Earth Power all risk abilities blocking it. But sometimes you just gotta risk it. I think this Kingdra is purposefully not being shown. "16 Kingdras and not one of them getting the 10%. I'm gonna do all of this, and the level 3 is gonna have Dragon Rage. I leave it up to chat. Do we pivot or do we stick with Luxray? We have not yet scouted the other areas, so I'm not just rushing the Kingdra. The purpose of taking this time was simply to have a safer scout before we, assess all areas. Finally, the day has arrived. Prison speed boost. Yo, Skyforce, how you doing tonight? Ooh, I'll take that, thank you. Okay, we found it again, which is nice. It has two abilities, one with speed boost and one without. Probably would catch the level 5 unless the final move we didn't see is an actual viable move. Speed boost isn't a requirement if the Pokemon is in fact fast. So if we are pivoting, it might be worth catching a different Pokemon to see if the Kingdra is losing value with speed boost, right? Like, I'd rather have a Magic Guard opportunity or Shield Dust. Or Battle Armor, if I'm already going to be fast. On a level 5, if he had a +2 speed boost and was slower, then he would be 12 speed or lower. At level 5, meaning speed boost would be worthwhile. It's the other way we could scout it. Admittedly though, Drain Punch and two completely useless attacks, like, he is without a moveset at the moment. We have a very nice number of subscribers at the moment, 777. Appreciate everyone who subscribed to us. Stop. That's okay. It was only going to learn physical moves on level up, so it's going to be worthwhile to pivot. Yo, Denny with the gifted. Thank you so much, Denny. I thought Duskmar was the one as well, my friend. It was very sad. Hope you're having a good morning, DJ. Ooh. Gnarly. At least we resist the Drain Punch. I'm hoping Kingdra has moves. We've been able to show that Pokemon do better with moves than they do with stats. Stats are great and they're important, but at the end of the day with moves, they do so much better. You'll be working today and have us out in the background? I appreciate that. Agreed, DJ. Don't forget to smash that like button. This wind, ooh. Okay, that was normalize at 3 damage. I want to say that's quite strong. Yeah, we're gonna go with the one with speed boost. I was just checking its damage output. I feel like we do go for the level 3 simply for Ominous Wind and just hope there's no normal type. I actually, you know what? No. We go for the level 5 and just see if it has Ominous Wind or not. Because then we can also get a better calc on it. Go for the Sacred Fire turn 1 to get the burn. Our Sacred Fire has been neutral damage. I missed. He does not have skill swap. Sorry, speed boost. Ow. I hope he got rid of Drain Punch and not Ominous Wind. I do think he's a special attacker. Our defense is so low that if he was a physical attacker, the Shadow Sneak should have knocked us out in one shot. Okay, he did get rid of Drain Punch. Beautiful. And this one has speed boost. Perfect. I didn't click it. What happened? Damn. I was not trying to run from that one. I mean, I should heal, so probably for the best. Yeah, that has the chance of being quite strong. Yo, Koozie in the house. Long time no see. How you doing tonight? That is a downside, right? To the Kingdra is it on its level up move, it got another ghost type move. So if the first trainer does have a normal type, we're kind of screwed. No matter what, we have to pivot because it's the same first slow king. If the first trainer has a ghost type, we're screwed. Oh my god, Koozie. Yo. Whoa, Koozie in the house. Big names got some. Ow, a little 10 for your boy. Thank you so much, Koozie. W's in the chat for Koozie and Denny, because Denny gave one earlier. KO, Lamont, Edward, Arcaduck, Senor Savage, Alex Gray, Eternum, Adam, Coach Bruce, and King Dizzle. Congrats on the gifted. Couldn't receive them for a long time. Yeah. I appreciate it, Koozie. We hit the mark for it September of last year, and honestly, this community has been very supporting. Like, I'm just blown away by all that you guys have done in the last year. I appreciate it, but you guys go overboard sometimes. I don't deserve it. Day ones are still here, hell yeah. We've been doing HeartGold for 2 years. I try to actually switch off tonight, but I have to uninstall and reinstall everything from 2 years ago because it's gone through so many updates that I have to pretty much repatch all of it, which is it just be easier. Still no gifted for your for Christian. Yeah, I do think it's an issue with his settings. I think he has to fix something to get the gifted because there's no way he hasn't gotten one yet. Like, that's insane. Oh, and Mr. LeBear is talking about Boo Boo Bigs, not Christian. I thought you were making a joke about Christian. But you're talking about Boo Boo Bigs. Okay, I was not expecting neutral nature. I'll admit, I thought I was about to get a bad nature. This Kingdra has a lot of health and good bulk. Its offenses are a bit mediocre. I would have liked min-max or a modest nature. Yeah, we also could have given up maybe like 10 base stat of speed to give to an offense. Yo, Boo Boo Binks, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good night. Watched the end of the stream from yesterday. So sad, Danger, so sad, I agree. Hope you're doing well tonight, Danger. Fortunately, I feel like it was out of our control. Tough burn. Okay, Bayonet. Not a normal type. Hopefully it's a 2-shot. It is a 2-shot, perfect. And we should get to level 8. And if we can get... Oof. That was just some awful bad luck. Like, I don't think the substitute was the cause of it. It was just the fact that it was Stab Iron Tail with double crit and defense drop. Like... Technically, Rock Slide would have been okay damage against it, but I genuinely think it would have ended up the same way if I just nasty plot and tried to knock it out. Like, I was in the ringer with it. Thoughts on the Kingdra? Kuzi, just because she jumped in chat, it's not necessary to gift for 5. I appreciate it, and you know, I understand the hope to get it onto her, but I need does the gifted. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Kuzi. You didn't have to, but I appreciate it. Sir Peanut Brain is actually my close friend. TSG Sweat the Monkey is Demetrius, so congrats Demetrius. NS Epic Movie Trailer Turtle Pie. Kuzi, what you doing? Thank you. W's in the chat from Kuzi. Thank you. No aim. Emperor Pikachu, piece of Yoshi. You should have at least affirmed that the setting was made like available on the account. Like, I don't want you wasting your money. Shooting from the hip. I appreciate it, Kuzi. Thank you for the support. I'm sorry for those who are here in chat but are not graced with the YouTube algorithm. I would just say anyone who feels like, you know, they're swindled by that algorithm, double check your settings. You know, it could just be an issue on the account when YouTube did all of the updates to change the stuff to like the @ symbol. It affected people's like their accounts. Want to help people while you're here? I hope you're here for a long time, Kuzi. I'm blessed to have you in our presence. Just as a vocal member of our chat. And drive save. I mean, definitely a factor that, you know, the RNG of how many subscribers at a time. But, I mean, these last couple months have been... You guys have been very aggressive with the gifted. So when the pipeline gets filled, there have definitely been moments when, like, Denny, for example, has done gifted and nobody gets it. Drew got it. Kuzi with another. Thank you, Kuzi. Started hovering under 500. Yeah, this last year or so we've grown more than the year prior. But there's definitely been times when gifts don't even go to an account, and I feel like there are many accounts who are subscribed that have that issue with their setting. So even though we're close to 800, I don't think 800 of our subscribers can receive gifts. So let's say that's like 600. Then the 100 plus that you guys have already done, like the odds are definitely, when you cut the margins out, the odds are definitely there to make it likely. Interaction, I don't know if interaction is a factor. I mean, there's definitely names from the 20 you've done, 21, that are not active, but then there are some that are. Like, one I know for Prime, Sir Peanut Brain, that's a close friend of mine. He's never active in my streams. He does not show up. He's never watched the stream or commented on the stream or liked the stream or anything. He subscribed when I first made the account 3 years ago or so. He's sent 30, oh jeez. Thank you, Kuzi. I try to rein in my patience. I realized, especially in recent years, I can't even say months, I've lacked a level of patience that I know I can have. Sure, I'm patient to play this game, but it's almost a Stockholm situation at this point. Took me like a half hour just to figure out how to set up FireRed. And then I did, and things just weren't working correctly the way they should be. So I reached out to like the admins, and they were like, yeah, you gotta start from step 1. It's not updated to the most modern environments. Just need people to send timestamps. That would be lit. Leland was also working on making the Kangaskhan run into like a long form / short form video, which is sick. Like, I mean, the help from the community on that part would be tremendous, because like I really want to eventually somehow, some way find the data for when the Lake of Rage Pokemon was guessed correctly. And yeah, Leland was working on like just an edited run of like, you know, taking the highlights of a specific run and showcasing its attempt, which is also viable, right? Because like a lot of the stream names are like yesterday best Dusknoir or Can Infernape win it all or things like that. So like if the title is expressing like there's a good Pokemon there, it's gonna be like a chunk of clips that would be available in that one run, where at any point in those 4 hours there could have been crazy RNG, or, you know, the Pokemon that's quote-unquote a threat, right? There was one where it was like a Leafeon, and the Dragonite was a threat earlier, and then we get to the final fight of the radio tower, and first Pokemon Dragonite, first move it clicks, Perish Song, boom, lost. Like, peak cinema, things like that. You're an audio editor for some D&D podcast, so video wouldn't be too different. Yeah, audio is much harder. I mean, I'm not happy with the audio quality you guys have to listen to my mic with, especially when I watch it through other people's showcasing. Yo, Boo Boo Binks with the membership. Thank you so much, Boo Boo Binks, for your support. W's in the chat for Boo Boo Binks. Welcome to the Banana Patrol. So I can stop trying to snipe you. I'll do it myself. Thank you, Boo Boo Bangs. I gotta update the emojis. I need to make it emojis that are like viable for you guys to use. Any recommendations you guys have, I'll definitely take into account, because I want to make it so that you have value. Like, you know, you get something out of using the emojis. I realize how niche the current ones are. They're not really accessible to certain circumstances. In this circumstance, it could be the act of saying that you want to run Kingdra. Ooh, that was a big crit. I think we should be able to send votes on runners 1 to 10 just for being a member. That would be cool. I don't know how to set that up though. I know there's like Streamlabs where you can do like the exclamation point, and then there's different commands that you can do. I need to absorb information on that, and I feel like my skill set as a content performer is lacking, to say the least. I know how to play a video game, but I can't do anything outside of that. and I know how to talk. I can talk and say words and fill the void of time with rambles. You are on 502, but that's kind of a story in and of itself. Makes for a really long form. The 5-star thing is funny because we do halves. Might as well do 1 to 10. It's the same thing. That's what I said. Kuzi, that's exactly what I said when chat first instituted the 1 to 5-star ratio. I said I would prefer to do 1 to 10 because you can get a more nuanced expression in like the growth from a medium middle of the road Pokemon to a maximum quality Pokemon. You get more dynamic with it. But then chat was like, whoa, this is how they rate basketball or football or I don't know, some sport. It's how they do, you know, the ratings in sports. Maybe a world record on hours spent trying. The story of perseverance. So true. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Are we pivoting? Our Moldo is an underdog, and then I think there was one other underdog. We don't have any stones for Growlithe at the ruins. So true, Mr. Lemaire. Kadabra, I guess, could be a runner. It's an underdog. It had speed. It had crunch. I do think it's a physical attacker. The final option would be Copium, which I would be down for Copium. I kind of wish we stuck with the Luxray. I feel like the Luxray was definitely the best option. Okay. We can go for the level 9. Hopefully I don't run out of Pokeballs. I forgot to check before I came in here. It is a slow Gyarados, which is a bit concerning. I was trying to find the level 9. It did not want to spawn. Well, that's unfortunate. The minus speed nature just to add salt to the injury. Yeah, GG. That's game. I mean, it could be worse. For 442 BST, if it was modest, I actually would heavily consider giving it a chance. Give this thing Judgment and Nasty Plot, it actually could be a runner. Rare Candy. If we get a Friendship Evolution, that would be an option before we go into any battles to evolve early. Kangaskhan actually did really well the other night. Could give it another shot. The rival has a Phanpy, so we actually can't even use Thunderbolt on it. So it's going to be a Confuse Ray and Poison Sting, Poison, Win Con. Another rare candy. Ooh. Yo, he might be able to actually win this if he only has Clan to do damage to us. Nice. I had a feeling we would actually live that. That's why I didn't heal on that turn. So as long as he doesn't crit, we actually could win this. If I can get a poison, that would also help. There it is. Alright, we land the confusion. That was a crit. So I gotta heal. Alright, GG. Let's go. At level 8, we only have 15 special attack. Ironically, I could actually use a rare candy on it to get to level 9 as a way to see if it's even worth staying with, because we do need another move to make it viable. It's fast enough to scout. Lemonade, great find. It like thinks I'm touching the screen or something. What the heck is happening? There we go. There we go. Any thoughts in the chat on this Kingscon? Or sorry, on this Noctowl? Leafeon could be an option if it has a second ability. Ooh. Hold up, let's do a quick damage calc. That did 6. It could be good. It could be good. I'll have to look at the higher level. It's telling me it's not bad. It just isn't telling me if it's really good. If this Noctowl was to get Sketch, Bolt Beam would be very interesting. Crit. Thoughts in the chat. For the moment, the options would be Noctowl and Huntail. Kingscon didn't look that good, and Leafeon didn't look that good. Both areas still have more Pokemon. All three areas actually still have more Pokemon to look at. So right now, the only options are really underdogs, but there definitely can be more options. This is the higher level who just learned a new move at 6. Kept the Ice Beam, does 12 damage. That's like a hair above average. That could be a bad nature. The issue is not knowing the speed on it. We are very fast with the Noctowl, so we don't know if it's a slow Huntail or a fast Huntail. If it's a split offense Huntail, then it definitely has another stat that is very low. Oh wait, we did see all three here. My bad. I don't know why I thought I still had one more. The other two patches that I need to find the last one. Psycho Cut's a good start, but seems like a keep scouting time to me. Facts. Huntail is viable. Want to see what is hiding over here. And, I mean, what do you guys think on using the rare candy to level up Noctowl to get its level up move? Is that a waste of a rare candy? Or is that a lucky opportunity that we're not normally given? Yeah, my logic is exactly that, right? It's not like we're quote-unquote losing value. Most runs don't even get a rare candy, let alone 2. And so, if we use it and then pivot, or use it and keep running this and then not use it late game, it's not the end of the world. We're not like... I don't think wasting it is an accurate way of describing it. Yeah, we'd only be keeping the rare candy if we think a Pokemon is going all the way to the Elite Four and I wanted it specifically at the Elite Four. Or if there was a friendship Pokemon in the grass, technically 2, since I have 2 rare candies. It would allow me to evolve it before going into a trainer, so I don't have to use a trainer to waste XP and evolve. It also works for things with like King's Rock, Reaper Cloth, Magmarizer, like any held item evolutions would also get use out of the rare candy. But those are very niche circumstances that I don't think we can sit here and rely on. Focus Blast and Ice Beam, interesting. Okay, that has a minus special attack. Green Lantern show, first episode comes out on Sunday. I mean, I'll probably watch it. I only know a limited amount of information about for it. I know it's like a crime drama show. Yeah, let's do the rare candy. Pursuit, the physical move. Not great. Definitely not what I was hoping for. Best case would have either been Sketch or Judgment, Chatter, Ice Beam. Come on, click Ice Beam for me. I just needed to make sure it did 6 damage and not like 5. Show that DC can make a good TV show, yeah? %. No. Thought it did the damage calc right, but I guess not. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Stats are not great in general. Very mediocre. If the tracker had an option for the, like, I don't know what its technical name is, but in school I remember it always used to be called like the alligator mouth, right? Like the left and right one. If it had those, this one would be all less than instead of greater than. And we probably died. Ooh, no, we get the crit. That was a massive crit right there. Dragonite? With Stab Dragon Claw, wow. Well, yeah. Secret Power, Thundershock, Ring Out, Side Beam, Mud Bomb, Lance. Nah. Slow. Slow. Alright, dead file. You know, I agree that DC can make good shows, but I wish they didn't ruin the shows that were already being made. It was almost like once things started changing at DC, anything that was in production holy Pokemon, look at this thing. Holy. Hello. Poison heal. I wish a little bit of the speed was in defense, but it's not the end of the world. A show that I've been watching since they first came out with it, it's an animated show from DC. It's called My Adventures with Superman. Has anyone watched it? Yeah, very strong special attack. I think that's 140 to 160. Well, the TV show that I mentioned, called My Adventures with Superman, a synopsis about it is it was following Clark Kent as a newspaper reporter. Give it Ice Beam and it's a deep run for sure, facts. And in season 2, it used, you saw some clips of the show, as a unique design for Lois Lane in the Starfire coated. Yeah, true. You probably saw, I think what you're describing though is season 3. In season 3 is when James Gunn took over, and the entirety of that season 3 just feels so much different than the first 2 seasons. And it's like, you can tell storylines from the Supergirl and Superman movie are like forced into that story where it wasn't originally headed. It's really upsetting. It's like, it was a great show, it was going really well, and I didn't hate this new season, but it just wasn't the same. Is Last Resort better than Gastro Acid? I almost feel like it's not. I mean, technically, we're struggling against Water Dark. Water Dark, Fire Dark, Water Psychic, Dragon Psychic, Rock Psychic. But Gastro Acid helps us for Flash Fire. It also allows us to scout for a poison heal opportunity if we have it for a while. I could see it going over Crush Grip maybe. Crush Grip is based on their max health, so it'll never one-shot with our low attack. And Last Resort is stronger, being at 130 versus 121. Get caught in too many cooks in the kitchen, yeah. Executive meddling, the chase trends. Yeah. Well, I personally think James Gunn was like, okay, I'm already doing projects with Superman and Supergirl, and this animation show is kind of in the way of doing what I want to do as James Gunn. So I'm going to make it kind of work with my other stories without getting in the way anymore, and let it kind of like do its own thing until the story just comes to its natural end. I don't like that. It's like the show deserved the full like world building that it was doing. This decision isn't too big of a deal. It's just whether or not I like, honestly, I think it's Last Resort or Crush Grip, not Last Resort or Gastro Acid. Batman movie shows DC stuff does a lot better as self-contained projects. Yeah, 100%. I actually never watched that one though. I just know it had really good reviews. I just want to double check with chat. We are not scouting, right? We are just full sending this and hoping we get another move. I think we'll be at 29 special attack at level 8. Yeah, we need a full send channel emoji. Some people disliked it for being different. I actually like it for that very reason. Batman may be a lot more noir style crime drama, but also unique. True. I didn't watch Spider Noir, but using the word noir style reminded me of it. I started like watching it one night and I think I fell asleep during like the first 10 minutes. But I'm curious if the Marvel side did a good job of doing noir style with what's his name? Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name? I needed to not. It's so stupid. I needed to not use Psycho Boost on Infernate because I wouldn't have had enough offense for the hit out on. But if he was just gonna land a critical hit anyway, Sketch, dude, wow. I wasn't getting any other special attacks other than Sketch and Sludge Bomb. Flamethrower late game. Oof. Yeah. Wow. No guard thunder. Tanky. Hits a crit. He wasn't bad. Water Spout at 5, Dark Pulse and Water Spout. Good stats. Leaf Guard and Hydration is pretty much status removal either in the sun or in the rain. Discharge, Flash Cannon, Water Spout, Dark Pulse. Wow. He had a moveset. And Flamethrower. He had a moveset. Luxray is your favorite Pokemon? It's a very cool Pokemon. If you had watched the Draft League event that I did earlier today on Pokemon Champions, the opponent that I versed is a good friend of mine, Lord Wolfgang, and he had Luxray on his team. Wow, the nature is really sad, but look at that moveset. Look at the ability, too. That's an interesting ability. A lot of good stat spreads this stream, yeah. Yep, there is a playlist in, you know how like in a channel there can be like the content, the live stream, the shorts, and then there's like the playlist channel where it is like grouped videos. I've been making a playlist for that. It's called Indigo Draft League. I'll give you a quick recap. It is a 8-person event. There are 2 events, both League A and League B. Because we joined a little later in the organization, we ended up in League B, me and the 3 friends of mine that joined. Unfortunately, the 3 friends of mine, none of them will be going into Top Cut. At the end of, so in each league there are 8 players. At the end of 7 weeks, the top 4 go into Top Cut. When they complete their Top Cut sanction, the winners of Top Cut will then battle in A League and B League. We just completed week 7, so next week is Top Cut. And at the end of week 7, the official tally, we are 5 wins and 2 losses, and we are in first place. Ruined Flareon, ooh, poor guy. Love a good playlist. I do need I realized, I was checking it out earlier today. I realized there were 2 videos in it that I need to remove. However, the first person I verse in Top Cut is one of the 2 people I lost to. Now, I rewatched a little bit of that stream, and admittedly, that week I was overthinking, and I was psyching myself out thinking that my opponent was in the stream watching my plays and like taking advantage of kind of like cheating. They were not, but I don't know. I was just psyching myself out, I guess. Please break through. No, he got a high roll. What the hell? Motor Drive would have been so much better for him. Holy. Heat Wave, Rain Dance for the dry skin. That's cool. Just, I want to enjoy playing this game, but when the RNG is like this, I am struggling to convince myself to play another file. If we find... Those coughs sounded unpleasant. I meant to mute myself for that. I apologize. If we find 2 pivots, we'll have... You ever take too big of a rip of a pull on your Benjamin? That's what that cough was. I normally mute myself when I do those, but I apparently forgot to. Oop, GG. I threw. I was curious. Ooh, freaking flamethrower. Arcanine. Could be a decent evolution. The discharge could make the evolution a decent evolution. Though it would never be stabbed. There's no electric bug or electric line that we could get. Zapdos is not an option on its evolution chart. I've got to heal. Soda pop. We need a metal coat. Correct, Miguel. How you doing tonight? Evolution chart is things like Shuckle, Armaldo, Charizard, Crobat. Seeing if I can guess them first before I look at them. Gyarados. It has some not so great ones, right? Like it has Skiploom. Not Skiploom, it has Jumpluff. It has I mean, Pinsir is okay, but it has Heracross, which typing is not great. There's another bug type that I'm thinking of, Yanmega. Pinsir, Yanmega, Fortress, Vespiquen, Skarmory, Crobat, Honchkrow, Ninjask, Shuckle, Armaldo, Dodrio, Jumpluff, Staraptor, Pidgeot, Togekiss, Altaria, Drifblim, Gyarados, Tropius, Gliscor, Aerodactyl, Venomoth, Charizard, Xatu, Golbat, Heracross, Mantine. Like, it's a large list, but like, it's a 50-50. It could end up being a higher BST. It could end up losing 50 BST and ending up being like a Venomoth. Yeah, the Porygon Z situation, true. It may as well try to win with RNG. Good crit. Lames the discharge, that's unfortunate. Good pair up. Let's go, GG. At least he never landed the poison tail to get a poison off. Less than 1/4 of 1% chance of metronome to be exact move that you are using. Yeah. My luck, I'd get a sight there. Alright, interesting.
Let this be another night to tie around my bed at night. I know I've lost the fight to erase your face, my mind. Awake, I lie here staring up beyond the sky. Whoa.
This is a friend, true. Friend. Friend, not foe. Back to the curse of the level 5. Come on, go back, please. Just give me the level 3. I didn't want to take a +4 assurance if he ever broke through the minimize. But I want to know if he has a special attack for the last move before his level up. I mean, overall, I'm expecting the go back to be slow. There it is. Because the level 5 never outsped us. The ground move, is that why? Hypnosis. So he loses hypnosis. I'm fine with that. So we can go with the level 5 Golbat if we want to do the friendship. I will look to see what the other options are. Hippowdon for the level 6. I think we just immediately catch that. Fuck, I should have just thrown a Pokeball. Fuck. Charge Beam, Chatter, and Magical Leaf on top of the Dragon Rage. But I wasn't learning any other special attacks. Oof, that was a really bad evolution. Motor Drive, very fast. Discharge, extra sensory. Sad. It's just the game saving us a heartbreaker several hours in. It's not a bad Electabuzz. It would want to be a physical evolution. Maybe Magnezone, Luxray. Could be a good evolution, but we would probably not want to stick with the Thunder route. We would want the physical side. We would want like a Levitate Earthquake Pokemon. Can you use pickup items if they are legal otherwise? Yes. Pickup is not that great here in HeartGold for two factors. The biggest one, the most prominent, is the increase on bad items versus the increase on good items entering this Generation 4 versus Generation 3 is much worse for us. Like, the amount of bad items is like 50% higher than it was in FireRed and Emerald. So you end up getting like very little value out of the items you get if you ever get anything good. The few times we have ran pickup here in HeartGold is we were experiencing just nothing until we had one get to Elite Four. I think it was a Gengar, and I think it received its first good pickup item on Victory Road, and it was like a status heal. The second issue with it is many of the fights compared to FireRed and Emerald, HeartGold has many fights where they are like back to back, and I am too often not rushing, but going at a faster pace. And then I don't notice that I pick up a bad item. Better than a bad ability, yes. I have to be careful with it, and I'm not careful enough. Too often I take less than 5 steps, and the next trainer sees me and I look up. I think it's a physical attacker. Wow, yeah, that is quite high. I would be worried about huge power or hustle. What was the last mon here? It was Arabia. The fact that Psychic does 2 though, and not 1, doesn't make me... It doesn't give me confidence that it's a min-max offense. It's definitely leaning higher in the physical, for sure. And for Raichu Sprite is pretty good, yeah. The Electabuzz is not bad. Really is not bad. So you said 5 damage on the extreme speed. I'm pretty sure it was 5 damage on the Egg Bomb and 4 damage on the extreme speed. Unless it was just that one fight. That did 9. Because that gives me a little bit better of a consistent scouting on the level 5. 12 to 16. It's above average, but it's not like hyper offensive. And that one did 10. Which is 13 to 17. It's like probably like 100 special, 100 physical. It does happen very fast. Yeah, a lot of times I have to rewind the stream and like frame by frame watch it. There's one more Pokemon in the grass. Just because the level 6 is not faster than us doesn't mean it's slow. It just means it's not hyper speed. It would have extreme speed to counter that, but slow physical mons. Aunt May was able to do well because it was stab. I'd be honestly more interested in using Electabuzz to go to the next area. There is that small opportunity of actually getting a pickup Electrolyzer. Right, we might not get it early in the file, but we might pick it up. Odds are extremely low, but it's an extra RNG factor to consider. Low odds equal no odds. Facts. Dude, the RNG versing my friend earlier today was so annoying. The amount of rock slide flinches versus me missing my attacks. Like there were two very important sequences that gave me the wins for game 2 and 3 that had the RNG continued the way it was in those two moments, I would have lost. Right? There was a very specific moment where by Aerodactyl missing the rock slide on Gyarados, after Arcanine did a play rough on Gyarados, Gyarados lived on like 12 health, right? So if Rock Slide didn't miss, it would have been a knockout there without taking the double knockout with Muddy Water on that turn. He gets rid of Extreme Speed at level 6. What does he learn? I can't scout it. It's too risky. So like multiple times the RNG really just kept working towards getting him a win, but then one turn sequence would make it so that I had an opportunity to win, and I took it and ran with it. But man, there were so many turns where if the RNG was just not there and it was just standard gameplay of what we were clicking, I had like great strategies, and I would just get stopped early game. First 2 to 3 turns, the RNG was just throwing the first start of the game and would just put me on the back foot. All 3 games. Yo, Camo in the house, how you doing tonight? And then same thing happened in game 3, except game 3 I was making very important rotations and like reading the situation of how he would play. And admittedly, I'm a skilled enough player to identify that he would play that way without over assessing. Because if I watching from his angle, if I was him, there was a very specific turn that he was saying that I expected the switch, but I like. And yes, 100%. However, he split the damage across both left and right slot. And so had he not respected the Arbok that turn, right? The Luxray attacked into the Arbok, which was protecting. So if I was him thinking, okay, he's probably going to switch Gyarados in, the best option in that turn was to Flare Blitz and Volt Switch, because if I don't pivot, the Mamoswine takes the Flare Blitz. If I do pivot, the Gyarados takes a small damage out of the Flare Blitz, but a bigger damage out of the Volt Switch, right? So regardless of what happens, if you double into that slot, I have a lose-lose situation for me. The only way that gets countered is if I had Protect, which admittedly for him in that situation, he kind of needed to expect that I didn't have Protect, just from how I was playing. Like reading a player at that skill level, it's about seeing how they're playing to know what they're playing next. Because it's not so much about like what am I going to attack with, what am I just like clicking A on, but thinking about how am I setting myself for a win con situation for the end game after you've just gotten that positioning with the Rock Slide. Like there's a lot of like mental thoughts that go into that high competition like gameplay, and like he mentioned it in his video. It's like I I expected this switch, but you know, he didn't know how to play into it, and that's that years of experience of knowing, like, okay, I don't lose my momentum if I let Arbok protect or use Acid Spray, Giga Drain, Dark Pulse. You know, I've already shown all 4 moves with it, so like the situation in that turn, Arbok was not a threat, so split damage wasn't necessary, punishing that other slot that was doing more work. It just, see, when you don't have that years of experience and you just see a Pokemon switching in and out, you think that slot's not doing anything. It's just switching around. It's not doing any damage. So you don't, like, I don't know. Just gonna be lurking camo? No worries. I went on a tangent, I apologize. Not like shutting down Lord Wolfgang in any way. It's highlighting a very important distinction as to how, even though I was not expected to win that last game, just from what happened after turn 3, I think I had no damage by the end of turn 3. Or very, very little damage, and he already knocked out a Pokemon and a half. But then Arbok was able to recover all of that damage back from just how well I was playing. The double miss Heat Wave on a Charizard Y, that would be my luck. Bulky variant of Mega Meganium. That's pretty cool. I actually haven't been playing ladder. My focus has only been on draft. I've been having a lot more fun with draft than with just full BGC meta on champions. It feels so redundant when I play on champions. Like, I don't know why it feels different than Pokemon Showdown. But like, I feel like on Pokemon Showdown, no matter how high or low you are on the ladder, you always experience like the growth of a meta throughout the few months before it changes. And then champions, it just feels like the same 5 teams over and over. And I'm just playing the same sequences over and over. You've been playing on Showdown right now? Hell yeah. I've only been playing Showdown ladder with my draft league teams, not for the act of winning on ladder, but just for the act of assessing my damage output just on a regular basis. Like, are the combos working? Are the speed situations working the way I want them to? Is my, synergy there? Do I like certain combos that work together? Do they not work together? And usually everyone's team has something that is found on the ladder, whether it's Mega Floette or Archaludon or Garchomp or... It's fast. He missed. Yo, I did 20. Hold up. Wow, that is very strong. 19 to 25. Please catch. Please catch. GG. You bastard. Discharge Earth Power, but it lost Discharge on the level up. Muddy Water. He wasn't getting a lot of special attacks. And then no Ore Sphere on TM. That's so sad. Ups would be nice, and adding terrestrialization probably would be helpful. I feel like teams would be a lot more dynamic with terrestrialization. Megas are fun, but they I feel like they're just one-trick pony teams. Like you don't actually get. I mean, every so often you find out new things, right? Like right now, there's a Sneasler running around with a minus speed nature and Iron Ball running on Trick Room teams, but I'm pretty sure that was a thing back in the past. It was like an anti-Sneasler, anti-King Gambit team. So it's like, wish they had kept the 6v6 singles, but I get why they didn't. 100% I get why they didn't. Those games can last well over a half hour if you are two stall teams. And so doing a 3v3 makes it a much quicker game experience. And they've done that with all of their formats. They've done it with Pokemon Go. They did it with TCG Online. The physical TCG is standard, but the game version is quicker. It's less points. They should have rules for Terra Dynamax members in a Chaos Cup. I think it's gonna be just only Chaos Cup for using the phrasing that you used. I think they're only going to do everything at once. And I assume it'll be, you can only use one like in a match. You can't use all of them in the same match. So you can't Dynamax, Mega Evolve, and Terrasilize 3 out of the 4 Pokemon, or all on the one. Imagine if you could do all of them on the same. You just take, like, in our Chaladon, Terrasilize Ghost, Gigantamax. Actually, it's not a Mega. Fine, Charizard. Charizard Y. Terra. You know what I'm saying. You get the gist. Ouch. Can I get a paralyzed, please? Or crit? No. Gee. Yeah, I heard about the bank getting closed, and I was thinking about checking to make sure I don't lose anything in it, and then I thought, well, when's the last time I checked it? Do I really care about what's in there if I haven't checked it or used it or had any need for it? Not really. If it's a shiny, if there's shinies in there, so be it. It's just a video game code. I don't need to stress about it. There quote unquote is time. Did I really just lose because I couldn't run from the grass? That's crazy. Alright, is this going to be a lucky file? 6555 was a lucky file. Can 6565 also be a lucky file? Spiky Ear Pichu. True.
The truth is so hard to find. With all the things that's going on, I lost track, I felt so strong. I got you on my mind, but something's been done wrong. Sometimes I've been thinking of what to make of me and my memories. Sometimes I've been thinking of, dreaming of what it could have been besides memories. 'Cause I still need you. It's lost in something deceitful. I've been left astray by the moonlight sweeping. Anonymous light.
Potion, nice. Some shinies will be... Some legendaries will be shiny locked. They'll slowly make them available, but... Ooh, Spiritomb. Oof, the defense drop really hurts. We woke up, we crit, he misses. Let's go. That was a major crit. GG. Yo, Clueless, how you doing tonight? The worst part is if this Pokemon is evolves, it's gonna be bad. Special attacker. Most likely, yeah. I mean, most likely I'm gonna go for the Spiritomb, unless it's horrible. There's a level 6 Spiritomb with a new move at level 7. And we also have both a Thunderstone and Waterstone, so we could look to see if there are any stone evolutions. Better to find out where the backup pivots for Spiritomb are before catching it than trying to do it with a slow Spiritomb if that's the case. I would like an immunity ability, or maybe battle armor, shield dust, soundproof. Weezing's not bad. Clean body. We call it Benjamin. Facts. First it'll be Spiritomb, most likely. Just a better typing. You know, truth be told, I'm not even a big fan of them. It's just, that's what's available here compared to where I used to live. The product was much better where I used to live. This is just what I have that I can legally obtain here in the state. Did 6. Probably not a special attacker. Sacred Fire is a good move. Hmm. We were scouting a level 3, and average speed for 3 is 10 speed. Because at level 10, oh sorry, at level 3 with 10 speed, your next 2 level ups you get +2, making you 14 speed at level 5. So if I was 12 speed with a -2 nature, or -2 speed with Rock Tomb, it just means he's not he's not very fast. It would be dependent on this one right here. At -1, 6. I'm at 18 speed, so he's not at 18, which I didn't expect him to be. Okay, buddy, you gotta hit. There we go. Okay, we can find out. Yeah, he is slow. Because now I'm at 12, and he's below 12 speed at level 6. Yeah. Were there any other Pokemon in this location? There's one more I need to look at. I think he's very bulky. He looked to have, like, low offenses and just high bulk. So right now, Wheezing is definitely the option. We're just going to see what the last 2 possible choices could be. We have a Water Stone and a Thunderstone, so we're hoping for any chance with that. Curlia needs a Dawn Stone. We are looking for a 15% spawn right now. There it is. Alright, we found the last one very quickly, so Wheezing is going to, I mean, Dragonair can go forward with scouting, but his damage output is going to be very low. The Wheezing has potential, I think.
I swear I'm hitting the floor. I could swear that my stomach just sunk a meter. I'll be dead if I take any more.
Where'd he go? I haven't I haven't found him. There he is. I'm kind of expecting the wheezing to be the level 6 spawn, and I wouldn't want it to lose a good move. I like Vacuum Wave, I like Flame Body, I like Water Pulse. Sheer Cold is not technically a special attack, it's an Oko move. Drought or Flame Body? It hurts the Water Pulse. Probably Flame Body, to be honest. Yeah. So, Wheezing is gonna be the level 6 encounter. So we'll go with the level 3 just to make sure we can secure a good move. Once again, we have lost the Wheezing. I've seen Farcloud come by once or twice in the last month or two. Always appreciate when he stops by. I hope all is well for him. I haven't heard much about his presence in Court streams. And I do hope Court is interested in doing the draft league. I would totally understand if it's not his avenue. It's not something he's currently done with his content. But if he does join it, that would be wicked awesome. Like, I would be very excited to collaborate with him on that. Ouchie. Look at that. That is a tanky wheezing right there. All bulk and no offense. Oh. Solid Rock was useless on him. Shadow Ball, but no offense because of that defense. Holy. Last cannon, but no one got eruption. That's so sad. Magic Guard Salamence, but he was kind of slow. I'm pretty sure our Dragonair had minus attack nature. Only our speed and attack were switched. I would have ran this. Ugh. Oh, I was just thinking about I was about to talk about Suicune. I was gonna say, man, like I would love to get a Suicune. And then I was gonna say, like, I was in the, like, FireRed Nat decks earlier, setting it up, and I was trying to, like, get things to work properly. And so when I did a test run, the first Pokemon I looked at was a Suicune. And I was gonna try to talk it into existence right now, and Raikou shows up. I'm just curious. He was slow anyways. Come on, give me a Suicune. So true, Denny, so true. If I ever switch it off of Suicune, it's going to be a Suicune in the very next file. Is this a Suicune? I'm resetting. Screw that. That is a bad Vaporeon. Very bulky and no offense. One more file. can get to the rival, we might be able to win. Should be able to get a 2-turn win with Sonic Boom, since it's a baby Pokemon reversing. I think it's Bulbasaur. It's either Bulbasaur or Surskit, so Sonic Boom is definitely the best option regardless. Because Sonic Boom should do more than super effective Fire Punch. Yeah, Tooth or a Scale, it could evolve. Maybe a Speed Boost evolution to counteract the minus nature. Yo, Friezo, how you doing tonight? GG. Hey, full restore. Worst ability for a run like this, yeah. Yeah, Aftermath technically only hurts us if we're running a physical Pokemon with contact and they have Trace. Outside of that, it doesn't really do much. It's just a obsolete ability. We have a Razor Fang, which I believe is for Gligar. Yo, Blastoise. Slow Blastoise. 6 below 10 speed at level 3 is not acceptable. Oh, okay, okay. It was just a bad speed nature on the other one. Nah, it's a speed tie. So he's 8 speed, making him 12 speed at level 4. 11 to 12 speed. Sorry, 12 speed at level 5. He's an option, but I'm not locked into it yet. You know, technically Tauros could be an underdog. Oof, nasty crit. No, I couldn't run. Can you show me Sledge Bomb, buddy? No guard. With guillotine, but he was kind of slow. Yeah, that's a big goof.
Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe get guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but
Okay,
it's
okay.
so fun. Running, running low. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running low. Keep running
The minus defense is unfortunate. It's not horrible. We've ran worse. And it has a starting moveset to work with. Has good speed. Yo, Jeezy Heezy, how you doing tonight? This thing could cook, true. Psycho Cut is a very good starting move. No contact, high crit rate, high PP. Wing attack, same, similar. You know, great coverage, high PP. Shit ninja answer. Dab, unfortunately, probably is not optimal unless we were to get dive. No, no. Thank you, Danger, but unfortunately, I actually think this was the last file I had in me for the night. I was in a good mood before the RNG tonight. You know, we had a solid win for our final week of draft, but man, RNG has just been cooking me tonight. I bet if I clicked extreme speed both turns, I probably would have won that. So that's on me. But I appreciate everyone joining tonight. I don't want to stay up too late and then be exhausted all day tomorrow. I have some content I want to work on at work if I possibly can, and then try to work just on. I kind of want to work on some things tomorrow for the channel and stuff, so if I can get some good sleep, that'll be nice. But yeah, tomorrow is Friday, and we'll be back for another stream then. Hope you guys all have a great night. I'll see you next time. Peace.